listening to Speaking with One Voice with Rodney Payne. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, topics you'd like discussed on the show, or if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at rpayne@onevoiceinc.org. That's rpayne@onevoiceinc.org. You can also search for us on Acast, Google Play, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Just look for Speaking with One Voice. Now, here's your host, Rodney Payne.
Hello, and welcome to Speaking with One Voice. I am your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. So excited to be with you again this week on Speaking with One Voice, the podcast devoted to you and your leadership team. We are here to develop you, to grow you, and to add value to you each and every week, and we count it a privilege to be able to do just that. I want to kind of just thank you so much as you continue to listen, like, subscribe, and offer ratings. I thank you for catching us on our YouTube channel at Rodney R. Payne. I thank you for following on social media at Rodney R. Payne, liking and turning on your notifications and subscribing. We need you to do that so that we can continue to increase our digital footprint in this space as we continue to add value to you and your team. I want to remind you that coming up October 9th, right here in Oklahoma City, we will have our Live to Lead Oklahoma City event. You can get tickets to that event at our RodneyRPayne.com website. If you'll do /live2lead OKC, you will get directly to that page where you can get your tickets for you or your group. You can also find out information about sponsoring this great event and bringing the premier leadership event to Oklahoma City in the fall. We can't wait. There are also ways that you can host your private event. You can have your own Live to Lead experience cultivated just for you and your team. So all that information is available at RodneyRPayne.com, or you can simply DM me on any of our social media platforms. Listen, I'm going to get into a new topic for the next several episodes. So I want you to kind of begin to dial in here, and let's kind of get together. I want to talk about really what it means to rest, to lead, to take care of yourself as a leader. So many times we're working on so many techniques to become the best leader we can be, and to make sure that we're optimally producing, and we've got our efficiencies in place and our processes and our procedures, but we cannot forget about the leader. That's right. We have to remember the leader. So this is all about you. Lean in and let's get ready as we talk about in today's episode, recharge required, why rest is not optional. Recharge required, and why rest, my friends, is not optional. So I want to kind of get into this. I want to give you 3 thoughts about this, and I really want you to lean in, take notes, and let's make sure that you are experiencing the best version of yourself. I know that you work very diligently to become the best you can be for those you serve, but you can't serve your best if you, my friend, are not your best. So in today's episode, I want to talk about these 3 things that are going to help you. First, I thought it important for us to get some foundational information that's really going to help us to understand that this is not just a myth. There is some science behind this. So let's talk about the science of rest, the science of rest. Did you know that studies show that taking breaks can increase your productivity by up to 34%? That's the drawing group. And I want you to understand that that's a big number, but if we don't take breaks, we can truly get overwhelmed. There are so many things that can happen from a physical perspective, from a mental perspective, from an emotional perspective. And so while I know you're taking your annual vacations or your getaways, I want you to look at this as a process or a system that you're developing and deploying in your daily leadership life, throughout your week, yes, throughout your month, yes, but how about your day? One of the things that we have to think about as foundational is that we need to rest. Did you know that sleep deprivation doesn't just affect your mood? It's more than just making you cranky because you're sleepy or groggy. It's linked to chronic conditions. When you don't get enough rest, it can put you in a place of obesity, disease, fatigue, overwhelm, all because you don't get enough rest. If you'll go to visit the CDC site, you can get more information on that. But I want you to understand it's not just about saying something that's trendy or catchy, but really you're going to need your rest. You have to figure out how to get the rest you need. We're going to go into some more detail before we're done today, but I want you to understand that if you take time to schedule, right? Regular breaks throughout your workday, it's going to help you. I know that for me, a lot of my work is in writing and creating content or in coaching sessions with individuals or leading teams, and oftentimes I'm in a seated position while doing a lot of this. So for me, I have to add breaks in just to walk around or to move. Or if I'm in a conference or a workshop setting or a strategic planning session with an organization, that means I'm on my feet for 8 to 12 hours straight. So I have to be strategic in how I move around. And what I want you to do is I want you to think about just throughout your day using a, a method called the Pomodoro technique. Basically, it's 25 on, 5 off, 25 minutes of engaged, strict discipline to perform, and then 5 minutes of relaxation and refreshing. And what happens is it gives you about 10 minutes an hour just where you're able to reset, refocus, and refresh. It's quick. It's not a 15 or 20-minute coffee break every hour. No, it's about focus, dialed in productivity, and then a 5-minute reprieve just to sit back just a moment so that you can be the best version of yourself. I know that you're a professional. I realize that you're a leader, and I know that you are of age. But I want you to set you a bedtime, my friend. That's right. Go to bed. Get some sleep, not just 2 or 3 hours. I know that we have convinced ourselves that as we age, we don't require as much sleep. I understand that, but it's been scientifically proven that we need rest. Now, it's not the same amount for everyone, but what I'm saying is you need to dial in and be really, really in touch with yourself and know what kind of rest you need to create optimal fulfillment and productivity. For me, 6 hours is my magic number. 6 hours is my magic number. If I get 6 hours, everything works for me. But understand that 6 hours is not I wake up and I go straight to work. I'm actually awake, but I'm still resting. I'm doing things that are preparing me for my day. I don't just go get on the high dive and jump in the deep end when I get out of bed. No, I take time. I have a routine, and everything is additive to me, and it adds to my rest before I'm getting engaged in my work. My friends, I want you to understand that we have to recharge is a requirement. It's not an optional. It's not an option for us to not rest. We have to make sure that we're resting. The science says it, and the science has proven it. And I want you to know today that you're worth it. You got to understand that you're worth being the best version of yourself. So I want you to make sure that you are getting some rest. Secondly, today, I want you to consider redefining success through rest. Now, I know this is contrary to the go-getter mentality, and I've heard it said, I may have even said it myself a time or two, I'll rest when I die. No, you won't. You'll be dead when you die. Let's talk about trying to redefine what success looks like. See, successful leaders have highlighted how meaningful rest can redefine one's workload and your approach. So it's not just about rest, it's about meaningful rest. Did you catch that? It's not just rest, but meaningful rest. I know there have been nights that you've gone to sleep, but you've not rested. You took your work to bed with you, and you thought about it all night long, and you went to bed with your phone, and you picked up your phone immediately as soon as you got the sleep not even out of your eyes good. You rub your eyes, and you're right there on that phone. I want us to work on getting some meaningful rest. If you're going to be the leader that I know you desire to be, rest is going to be critical. And you're going to have to figure out how to balance that and how to maximize productivity and efficiency while you're working, but at the same time, making sure that you get your rest. When you think about this, high profile entrepreneurs report that their best ideas often come during moments of downtime. See, when you have downtime, you can actually think. You can actually be inspired and not just responsive or reactive to what's going on. What we have to understand is there is a big correlation between rest and creativity, my friends. When I'm well rested, my creativity is at an all-time high. That's one of the reasons I've told you guys I am one of those people. What do you mean? I am one of those morning people. That's right. I am a person who is up early, excited, friendly, congenial, and high-fiving and singing and listening to music. And I'm just ready to go early in the morning. The problem is nobody else is awake with me. But I'm also most creative. And I've completed 3 books. I've got 2 more working right now. And the best time for me to write is going to be before daybreak. Why? Because I'm well rested and I'm extremely creative. So I want us to think about this. You have to know there's a correlation here between your rest and your creativity. So you have to learn how to redefine what success looks like by getting the proper rest. When I'm rested, oh man, I am the best version of me, and that's what I want to be, because you deserve to get the best version of me, as do I. That's the whole thing. You deserve to experience the best version of yourself. I love ending on empty, but I like serving on full. Let me say that again. I like ending my day on empty, but I love serving you on full. So I want to wait. Even when it comes to the podcast and when we produce it, we do it when we're at our best. Why? Because I want you to get the best version of me. You deserve that. And when I rest, I am better. So I want you to add this to your weekly calendar. Daily, we told you, work 25 minutes, take 5 minutes off. Work 25, take 5 off. After 4 or 5 hours, take your real break, But now let's take this to a weekly situation. I'm talking about build in time on your calendar to reflect on a couple of things. You need to reflect on your achievements. Why? Because the coach always says, we don't celebrate small victories, we celebrate all victories. So reflect on your achievements, but then plan for your rest, right? Which allows you to create and perform at all-time high. So take some time, sit back, do some reflection. And oftentimes in that reflection, in a planned, a structured, and on your calendar rest period, you're going to foster creativity. That's what we want. Is we as leaders have to be creative. Why? Because we lead all different types of personalities. Our brands go through ebbs and flows and seasons of high level success where we have high challenges as well. Sometimes we are caught up in the spin cycle of overwhelm and just don't know what to do. I'm telling you, if you will rest, I often advise my clients in some of their most difficult times, when they are facing some of the most difficult storms of leadership that you're ever going to face, when everything seems to be coming down, I say, okay, you know what? Put your out of office on, call it a day. Go home. Go somewhere and refresh yourself. Go get some rest. Right now, you can't make your best decisions because you got a lot of pressure and you're fatigued. So sometimes you just got to go rest for a little bit, and let's start it tomorrow because today is a new day, right? Those are things that we want to see you doing to take care of yourself. You've got to know when you're at your limit. You have to know when being here physically, but not emotionally or mentally or otherwise, is worse than not being there at all, because you're getting nothing done. You're training your leaders that to just try and take the whole world on. No matter how you feel, you can do it. You can plow through. Sometimes you got to press pause. You've got to stop. You've got to get some rest. And so when I'm looking at my success, I'm trying to redefine that through making sure I have proper rest. Now, please don't misunderstand me. I am not talking about being lazy, nor am I talking about being apathetic. I'm simply saying you've got to be a good steward of the time you have, a good steward of the resources that you have, and a good steward of the body that you're putting the pressure on to perform as a super leader. That means that sometimes you are going to have to rest. Listen, you are listening to Speaking with One Voice. I am your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. We're in a new series of episodes that I want you to make sure you're tuning in each week, as we're going to talk about you, the leader, and how to be at your very best. Today, we're talking about recharge required. why rest is not optional. You have to understand that you have to rest. So let me see if I can take one more turn here and get us around one more corner before we're out of here for the day. And hopefully you're being helped. And I want you to send me a message, DM me, let me know what action you've decided to take as a result of this first leg of this new series. I'm excited about it. The last thing is, here's the thing. I've been talking about this, and we get so many different stigmas and things that are passed down that are unhealthy that we reproduce just because it's the way we've always done it. I am a country boy, grew up on a farm, and understand the value and the requirement of hard work. So I am the epitome of a hard worker or a workaholic. So this last point I want to share with you is a challenge for me, or has been at least, and I want to talk to you about it because I am going to get you free and out of this restrictive mindset today. So I want to talk about, for our last thought, overcoming rest stigma in leadership. You know, there's a stigma that goes with people that rest too much, or if you're not committed. Let's get this thing in proper perspective. What am I saying? Research indicates that 61% of business leaders believe they'll be judged negatively for taking time off. We found that on LinkedIn and some research we're doing on LinkedIn. So understand, 61% of leaders say, if I rest, if I take care of myself, if I take some time off, it is viewed negatively to my peers, to my subordinates, to my superiors. It's negative. So what we've done in our culture is we've decided that those who are unwilling to work through without vacation, or work extra, do overtime, be available 24/7, 365, no matter what the occasion, that's a negative. My friends, we have to debunk that myth. That is not true. We have to get rid of that stigma. You have to get rest in order to perform your best. You've got to make sure. And these are my confessions. This is a public moment. I've always encouraged my team members, to take vacation. Use your vacation. Take your time. I've done it for years. I mean, I don't want to give my age here away, but I've done it for decades. I've always encouraged my team to take care of themselves. Me, I'm probably 5 years in, 3 to 5 years in, of really beginning to appreciate the value of time away. I told you, I confessed I was a workaholic. And so I bought into the stigma that if you take time off, you're not committed. If you take time off, you're not doing your best. And then there's the secret pride that shows up. If you take some time off, then the ship will sink. If you take some time off, we won't make it. Listen, you are valuable to your business. And if you are a good leader, your business can and will survive without you for a few days. Take some time off, my friends. See, what we have to understand is we want to promote a culture of rest within our teams. Why? It does two things. That it does several things, but I'm going to give you two. It will improve the morale of your brand. When people are rested, they are easier to get along with. They're excited to come to work. They have energy to work. They're not being just beaten down and ridden into the ground. And we lose so many prospective leaders, and because of abuse of talent, because we just work you so hard, and they're simply following the model that we see. So it's important that leaders, we take off and we do it appropriately and correctly so that we can build the morale of our team. And what that says to the team is that when we have you take off, or we take off, we do these things, it's showing that we care about you, that you matter to us. And when you do that, you create a culture of loyalty. People want to show up. People want to be a part of what you're doing, because it's not just about the bottom line. It makes the people the bottom line, which then improves the bottom line. I want to challenge you as a leader. How about you do this? And it doesn't have to be on a regular interval, but maybe 1-2 times a year, maybe quarterly, depending on what you feel. But how about you initiate a rest day in your organization where your team can participate in well-being, self-care activities? So we're gonna go and play pickleball. How about that? we're going to take a day and go play pickleball? How about we take a day and meet up and do some off-site team building, or go to have a research day where we're doing fun things? What I'm saying is it doesn't have to be a day off of work, but it can be a day where we're not working our brain so hard and we're not pushing toward a deadline, but we're building a culture of community and where we're growing together. That is our objective. That's what we want to do as teams. That's what we want to do. So if you have that day of rest, and I know that we have days where we do volunteer work, we go work on a volunteer project. We're not pushing our deals across the desk, but we are helping someone in the community, perhaps raising money or volunteering at a school. Again, these are things that we can do that will disengage our brain from the monotony of doing our work, and then do other things that bring camaraderie, teamwork, get to know each other better. There's so many things that we can do as teams. So I want you to really work hard to overcome this stigma of rest in leadership. And so just real quickly, we've talked about the science of rest. It's been proven scientifically that we perform better when we get rest, because our body does require rest. Our mind requires rest. And we give our body and our mind rest, our emotions are more stable. That's just simple as that. It's just a simple equation. We've got to learn to redefine success through getting rest. As we get the proper amount, I'm not saying be a vegetable and don't do anything. I'm simply saying as we redefine success through rest, we're going to have appropriate rest to make us most productive when it counts. And then finally, we have to overcome the rest stigma in leadership. Listen, you have been listening to Speaking with One Voice with your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. As always, it's my pleasure to be with you and to add value to you and or your leadership team. Again, mark your calendars right now, October 9th, right here in Oklahoma City. We will have a virtual option we'll be announcing really, really soon. But you stay connected by going to rodneyrpayne.com/live2lead OKC. And you can get your tickets there. You can get information there. You can also reach out to us. We'd love to have you partner with us in this event. We're looking for sponsors for the event, and we want you to be a part of this great event. If you need our help with your team, with your strategic planning sessions, or with your team building activities, or your one-to-one coaching, that's what we do. And we'd love to talk about how we can help you. Simply visit rodneyrpayne.com. There you'll be able to find a place where you can get a free clarifying strategy session. Just click on that link and we'll talk about what's going on and see if we're a good fit, see if we can help you. We are here to support you. Listen, as always, it has been my pleasure to hang out with you for some time. Thank you for investing in yourself and investing and believing in us to add value to you. You have been listening to Speaking with One Voice with your host, the coach, Rodney Payne. Until next time, my friends, let's keep growing together.
You've been listening to Speaking with One Voice. Please remember to follow Rodney Payne on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Rodney R. Payne. We'd love to hear from you and get your feedback, so please feel free to leave us comments. And if you would, rate and subscribe to the podcast, we'd appreciate that as well. Don't forget to set up for notifications so you can get the latest updates and social media posts and get new podcasts when they're released. As always, use the hashtag Speaking with One Voice or simply SWOV on any of your social media posts. On behalf of Rodney Payne, thanks again.